I'm thinking about intimacy with God as usual, and but a little differently today, especially from the perspective of trusting God and trusting others in relationship. I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight, and I feel like there are ways that our hearts don't really understand how to trust God. And there are also ways that, in my opinion, the pain or the wounding that we've experienced from our lifetime, individuals who were meant for good, who were meant for protection, to watch over us, to spend time with us, just weren't there. And the pain that we feel often in that is something that I think that we connect that with the people who are in our life right now. A fancy term for it is called transference, where we transfer the feelings that we have for, in my case, men, to trust them. But how does it, the big question in my mind is, how does it get lumped in with God? How do we see God through that same lens sometimes? And this is how I think that happens. I think the enemy's lies, and I talk a little bit about this on here, but the enemy's lies are really subtle. They're not, God is not for you. He's not coming through. That would be his A game. That would be his kind of crescendo, if you will. He would crescendo with, see, God is not coming through for you. But the subtle ways that I think he breaks down trust is he will point devastation in other people's lives out to you. He will point their pain out to you. And see, as you see this person's pain compounded by this family's pain, compounded by this family's brokenness, and you sew all of those pictures together, the tapestry begins to come to life for him. And I don't want to give him too much credit, but the captain of the Lord's armies, who was meant to be high guardian and protector of the Lord's armies, who launched an assault on God, probably understands something about reality, knows something about the way that God's kingdom works. In fact, if you're in that position of authority, at least in my mind from a human perspective, and I don't know that I really understand this, but if you're in that place of understanding God's kingdom, then you can easily manipulate and mastermind and fabricate lie upon lie upon lie. And I think that's why the scriptures clearly point him out as the accuser of the brethren. That he is fabricating lie upon lie upon lie. And I think that is what breaks down our trust, more than other human beings, more than our own brokenness and our own sin. And maybe they're equal. I don't know. I'm just suggesting that. But God is faithful. He comes through for us. The fact that Jay Wilson, the addict, the guy who had everything turned towards him and having his needs met, actually died 10 years ago when I laid that down, or began the process of dying, shows the faithfulness of God. Psalm 56:8 says, "The very day I call for help, the tide of battle turns. This one thing I know, God is for me." The fact that I have a wife today, the fact that I have children who are mine living in my home, helps me to know the faithfulness of God.